Welcome to match number 7 of the Hero Indian Women's League's Season 6. It is the side from Jalandhar CRPF up against the Juggernauts Odisha FC in what promises to be a thrilling encounter. Thrilling because Odisha FC gone through a flawless record in the state league matches, and chance for the side from Punjab to prove they are no pushovers as they look to upset the heavyweights. We saw a glimpse of what new players can do, and we welcome another one today in Sita Sharma, and the other two, Anaya and Neha, starts in midfield for CRPF as Uttam Negi has gone with a 4-4-2. And Crispin Chetri prefers a 4-3-3. Rifa and Khalifa starts in place of Anju and Sonali, who are on the bench, but all eyes will be on Cynthia dos Santos. She is the first Brazilian female footballer to play in the Hero Indian Women's League. And Jashoda Munda is also on the bench, but Odisha still got enough on the pitch to trouble CRPF this evening. The team from Jalandhar CRPF finished third in the All India Police tournament held in Kashmir and are coached by Uttam Singh Negi. The team is a mixture of young and experienced players, had good preparations and are playing the Hero Indian Women's League for the first time. They feel motivated and excited. They aim to provide valuable game time to the brightest young footballers in the country and is all set for this season's Hero Indian Women's League. The team consisting of mostly young players and will compete against the professional clubs with overseas players in the Hero Indian Women's League. And Odisha FC, who are too making their debut in the Hero IWL, they won the Odisha Women's League last year, and the team is coached by the last year's runners-up Setu FC head coach Crispin Chetri. The girls have been working hard and showing great commitment during the training sessions and are confident that they can compete at this level. Chetri wants his players to have the best experience during the league, and their main target in this tournament is going to gain valuable experience and learn from the opponents while showcasing the talents and abilities of their players, and aim to play their best game and give tough competition to their opponents in each and every game. And Uttam Singh Negi wants his players to have the best experience during the league, and Crispin Chetri in his assessment of the squad and their performances, but there is only so much he can do from this point, and yet there have been 5 moments and fight backs during the local league, and some of those moments have come from Cynthia dos Santos. When that fiery temper is turned towards the football, she can be quite an asset. And well, the referee for today's game is Sen Hangma. She is from Sikkim, in charge of this vital clash, and she is going to be assisted by Debala Ilangbam and Priscilla Tamang. And Furki Hamu Bhutia is the 4th official, with Kimberly Miranda being the match commissioner for this game, and referee assessor Shupriya Bhattacharya. We are on the second match day in the Hero Indian Women's League. This is the first time CRPF will take on Odisha FC in the Women's League. And these are the two captains, Binita and the legendary Bala Devi, ready for the proceedings. Odisha FC, meanwhile, wants to be in the title race. They will know anything less than a win will not work. CRPF are an inexperienced side, and the pressure must be maintained on them. And it is important that the challengers do not lose heart and keep the heat on the side from Odisha till the end. A couple of games in the first half of the day. From Group B, Lords FA defeating Celtic Queens by 4-0. A brilliant hat-trick from Camille Rodriguez, the player from Philippines, and Fragrancy Ryuan scoring the other goal. And the former champions from Manipur, Eastern Sporting Union, defeating Kickstart FC by a solitary goal via Mandakini Devi's strike. With this victory, Lords FA are right on top of Group B for the time being. CRPF have probably realized the title could be a stretch now, but the rivalries are made sweeter when you stop your opponents their march to the top as well. That psychological battle today will be played out on the pitch, a battle which CRPF needs to learn to win if they are to keep the pressure on Odisha. The suitors are now looking at CRPF so that they can take some points off the juggernauts. Will they be able to do that favor? Comes down to that. The side from Jalandhar will be hoping for a better day in the office. More support from the front line and more inroads towards the middle of the park, from where Tejibala Devi can try getting a shot or two on target and lot more. And knowing Odisha FC and how particular Crispin Chetri must have tried to fix errors, he's been very open about what could haunt the team, and he also knows how this key team can haunt him this evening. And CRPF and Odisha FC line up this evening in the Hero IWL with the top 4 up for grabs, and in a league where the top 8 can get you a shot at the silverware. That isn't too bad, and not yet at least, but there are also 2 coaches who want to grow out of the notion that they can only play one way. And Crispin Chetri's stride system, he knows it has got results, and Uttam has been slightly braver, and when he has, it has paid off until his team revert to tie. CRPF have been typecast as the ultimate unpredictable team, and Odisha FC dealing with the weight of the tag of being the favourites. The intricacies in the Hero Indian Women's League, even with 16 clubs, can be very intriguing. While there are the obvious Southern derby to look forward to, it will be interesting to see what Southern sides like Gokulam Kerala, Setu Madurai, Lords FA, Kickstart can do this season. And the clubs go into the campaign with the Indian head coaches in charge. Tejibala with the first reception of the day, a crunching challenge from Odisha FC's number 6 Grace, and an early free kick in favour of CRPF. And they are in red, operating from the left to right of your screen, and Odisha FC are in white. A first touch for Baladevi, but not a productive one. She is the record goal scorer in the Hero Indian Women's League. Also scored a couple of goals in the Scottish Premier League for Rangers. An early release on the overlap is Arifa. Arifa's ball in, and the header from Baladevi. Not a sweet connection from Odisha FC's number 10. An excellent weight on the cross, perfectly timed. I could have done much better with that, the number 10. The Juggernauts' skipper could well have been the first opening of the game. Getting it completely wrong on that occasion, but the flag has stayed down. Is Faustina. The Ghanaian rolls it across. 3 red shirts quickly converging onto Linda Com, the youngster who was the highest goal scorer during the SAF Under-17 Championship last year in Jamshedpur. She scored 5 goals. India went on to lift the title. She also scored a brace against Nepal in the opening game. Cynthia Dos Santos, the number 17, who will be operating from the right hand side, is a proficient as a left back and can also play as a midfielder on the left hand side as well as a left winger, and her presence has inspired domestic footballers a lot. Her presence inspiring the other girls. Her training drills, especially the technique, skill and temperament, are motivating the domestic players a lot. And Faustina, the number 22 on the left hand side, the Ghana sub-junior international. Linda Com aided by those 2 international players. Manisha Panna is partnering Sweetie Devi in the heart of defence. There is Sweetie, joined Odisha FC this season from Kickstart. Her side finished 3rd by collecting 27 points last year. 52 caps for India. Sweetie Devi is scoring her debut goal for the national side on 20th October 2021 against UAE. That was a 4-1 victory for India. 23 years old, is the pillar of strength in the Odisha FC defence. When Odisha FC made a team, obviously it was a matter of huge pride and also rekindled the hope for women's football in the state. And Manisha Panna is a defender, one of the most experienced players on the block, having debuted for the national team as early as 2015. And despite being one of the mainstays at centre back for the national team, a former member of 3 clubs that have gone on to win the Hero Indian Women's League previously. The title has eluded Panna, as she has reached the final on 2 occasions for Rising Star Student Club and Eastern Sporting Union. However, she found herself with the shorter end of the stick both times, and now in a packed Odisha FC, the 32-year-old will be backing herself to go all out for the glory. Pyari Khaka is missing this particular encounter due to national duties, and Anju Tamang is on the bench, the number 9, and despite being a midfielder, Anju has keen eyes for goals. She scored 12 goals in 48 appearances for the national team. Sweetie Devi, of course, is another example of such shrewd acquisition by Odisha FC. She will be tasked with marshalling the Kalinga Warriors defence as they look to announce their rival in the league with style. We've gone past the first 5 minutes. It's still 0-0 between CRPF and Odisha FC. Odisha looking threatening time and again in their quest to go forward, looking for a quick start. The Juggernauts, Baladevi had an early chance from Arifa's cross, couldn't direct it goalwards. Here comes Odisha. Faustina in up against Shakuntala. No conviction in the clearance, only as far as Grace. And now Linda Com, she's crowded out by a couple of red shirts. A sloppy defending from CRPF. Baladevi is interested for it. Getting clear of the ball. The team from Jalandhar, Punjab. For many others, the league is a chance to impress and showcase young talents and also gain valuable experience on the pitch. The debutants like the Hops, Churchill Brothers, Misaka, Lords FA, Celtic Queens, Kahani, Mumbai Knights and East Bengal will hope to shock some regulars and make a play upwards in the league. The 2 departmental teams sporting Odisha and CRPF features several young players itching to shine, and for Mata Rukmani FC, the league isn't just an opportunity to get the players on a big stage, but also one to shine a light on the good community work they do via football itself. CRPF got to weather this early storm and try and steady the ship. And they got to endure the spell. The intensity going forward is slightly lacking from Odisha FC, even though they are moving the ball around quite comfortably. Here is Faustina using her strength to good effect. A misplaced pass from Baladevi, very uncharacteristic of the Indian legend. Julie Ritu with a wayward pass, hoping that one of the red shirt will go across to it. Here is Bala clipped over the top into some space for Cynthia Dos Santos. There was a late challenge on the number 17. That was the challenge made by the number 22 Ritu on Cynthia Dos Santos. There she is, with the experience of playing club football in Brazil. She is also the first women Brazilian player to play in the Hero Indian Women's League. The last season, most of the foreigners from Africa and Asian contingents saw the keeper slightly off her line and went for glory. The number 27 of CRPF wasn't a bad try at all from Nisha, running ahead of Sweetie Devi. She was slightly out of position. The India international, strong in the challenge, the number 6. She is looking promising already. Grace. It's a midfield triangle from Odisha FC. Karthika and Grace, the two deepest sitting midfielders, and Baladevi just ahead of them. Linda Kaum in the center. Cynthia looking to make her height at good effect, but the move comes to abrupt halt. A spirited piece of defending from CRPF backline. The ball played forward, but Manisha Appanna, she's got yards advantage. Fastina dropping deep to get onto the ball, opting to become the playmaker for the side. Linda Kaum slightly shifting towards the wings, drawing the CRPF defenders out of position so that the likes of Baladevi can drift inside the box unmarked and do the damage. A nice reverse pass from Baladevi. A last ditch defending from the number 22, and somehow manages to get the ball into touch for a throw in. Soaking up the pressure, CRPF. Crispin Chetri missing out on the title very narrowly last year and going down to Gokulam, Kerala on the judgment day. The 48 years old from Karshiang, West Bengal. He's been the assistant coach of Mohammedan Sporting as well, and also managed the Lone Star Kashmir side in the I-League Division 2. Here comes Odisha into the feet of Baladevi. Karthika, one way then the other. Stepping up from her left full back's position is Julie. Excellent phase of play, and now gets ahead of his marker. It was Faustina. Left to Shakuntala behind. A pass from Linda Kaum, and there she is, Faustina. Beating her marker for pace. Just tried to open up her body. That extra drive on the ball, taking it away for a goal kick. And now the ball is into no man's land. Comfortable for Shreya. She is from Haryana. Previously with Gokulam Kerala, 24 years old. Represented Himachal Pradesh back in 2017 in the prestigious Santosh Trophy, which is the senior women's national championship. Sita Sharma between the 6 sticks for CRPF. Uttam Negi going with a flat 4-4-2. Tejibala and Nisha up top. Promila and Sariti on the wings. Anay and Neha, the two central midfielders. This time the cross from the left was too close to the goalkeeper. Nothing comes off it. And now can CRPF build on something? This is looking promising for the team in red. And that touch from Saritri was slightly wasteful. All of this, of course, leaves the team with most experience in the league, the most homegrown talent, and the most knockout appearances looking in for Eastern Sporting Union, making a comeback to the Hero Indian Women's League. They started off their campaign with a win against a very strong kickstart side. Kickstart strengthened by the inclusion of Dalima Chiba. Western Sporting Union, after missing it out in the previous season, will be a chance to prove that Manipur still remains the bastion of the women's game. The former champions contain India international Ilangbam Panthoi Chanu and the former India internationals Yumnam Kamala Devi and Iram Padameshwari Devi in their ranks. And we have the first corner of this game. It will be Karthika, as she will look to send in a telling delivery. In comes the corner. Chance for a header. A lot of confusion inside the box, but eventually it trickles out of play for another corner. Pressure moments. Cynthia Dos Santos will take this one from the right hand side. She will look to unnerve the goalkeeper. Falls towards Faustina. She didn't look ready at all, or wasn't expecting the ball to come directly at her. Slightly slow to react on that occasion, and now caught in possession is Karthika. A hopeful ball forward, well marshalled by Sweetie Devi. No problems whatsoever for the senior India international. Do not get baffled by the slight frame of Grace in the heart of midfield, but she is a very intelligent passer of the ball. Lovely 1-2. Cynthia Dos Santos on the end of it. Leaves it for a throw-in. Getting across and making that block is Benita. Throw-in taken precisely. Arifa adjusting her feet out. Good height on the cross. Somehow clearing their lines, the CRPF, in the exchange of another corner. This is something CRPF got to avoid, giving away too many set-piece opportunities to Odisha FC. They've got those heights inside the box, and now Bala, chance for a shot, goes for the curler. Looking to arrow that towards the back of the net, and that's a clever black flick from Faustina. The flag has gone up. Seems like it's going to be a yellow card for Faustina. And Odisha FC players are not at all happy with the referee's decision. The whistle was gone much earlier. This was a tame left footer from Karthika. The flag went up immediately. Debala Ilangbam, the assistant referee. She is from Manipur. And now smacked over the top. The ball lands into space, but enough cover behind. Odisha FC, perhaps the biggest shake-up and also the biggest cause of all the shake-ups. The entry in the IWL, the ISL outfits women's team have been catching eyeballs off the pitch for the numerous big names they have signed to be part of the squad. Have gone past the first quarter of this game. It's still 0-0 at the Trans Stadia in Ahmedabad, one of the two venues of the Hero Indian Women's League this season. Bala Devi, nice swivel, couple of players waiting inside, and what a attempt! A brilliant header from Grace, and she drills it comfortably into the second post. An unmarked header from Grace, and Odisha FC takes the lead here. Beating the offside trap, Cynthia Dos Santos with the cross. Bala Devi at the center of things, and that trio of Bala, Cynthia and Grace combining for Odisha FC and producing this goal for the Juggernauts. And the persistence have finally paid off. Slightly jaded at the back, CRPF, which led to this opportunity, had half a yard of space to deliver across Cynthia Dos Santos, and a pinpoint cross towards Grace. She's made no mistake, just guiding the ball into the back of the net. And a much needed breather for Odisha FC. They are regarded as the dark horses of this year's Hero IWL. In addition to the local players, Pyari Kaka and Manisha, early last year Odisha have also gone on to sign India internationals. The biggest signing though was saved for the last, when they landed striker Bala Devi earlier this year. She is in a withdrawn role, playing into the hole behind the front three, and almost operating like a pendulum. She's got the freedom to go to the right and the left, almost floats around. Bala Devi's signing has understandably marked Odisha among the favourites even before the ball is kicked. The Manipuri stalwart making a return after spending one season away, and is among a few others to do so. She is proving to be quite a pain down the right time and again. The combination of Arifa and Cynthia Dos Santos. This time the give and go didn't work out. Close to the danger was Benita. Well read on that occasion from Sakuntala. Now Baladevi on the loose. Beautifully chested by Sakuntala, getting a lot of distance on the clearance, comfortably brought down just behind the centre circle by the number 11, Teji Baladevi. A stray pass forward. Struggling to find her teammate. Holding a very deep line. Those two, Switi Devi and Manisha Panna. We've had 10 goals last evening in the game between East Bengal and Gokulam Kerala. And Mumbai Knights winning by a solitary goal. Skipping past the first challenge, but too strong on that was Karthika. Coming away with the ball. Playing a precise pass towards Grace, the goal scorer. Again spreading the ball out wide. Cynthia was the intended target. Good covering on that occasion from Ritu. And now chase on from the number 27, Nisha. Well organized at the back, Odisha FC. They need to do something special here to breach this heavyweight Odisha defense. Switching it to the far right. Just couldn't read the run of Cynthia Dos Santos, the Ghanaian. Faustina. Time and again knocking the door. Enjoying Lions' share of possession. Odisha FC. Worrying signs on Uttam Negi, the head coach of CRPF. A good first touch from Nisha. She is looking for support and finds one in the form of Neha. She takes a tumble and earns a free kick for CRPF just inside the centre circle. Today's referee Sen Hangma, a very household name in Sikkim. Recently was part of the second Premier League's official panel. Also conducted games during the Hero Senior National Championships zonal stages. The final stage to be played in Punjab. Taking the aerial route, Manisha winning the physical battle Neha. I haven't seen much of Linda Com yet. The onus will be on Bala Devi, Karthika Grace to involve her more. Most of the Odisha FC attacks are down the right channel, where Cynthia Dos Santos is stationed. Here comes CRPF, running out of options and giving the ball away to Odisha. Will be looking for a quick break. Taking their time on the ball, allowing the CRPF defense to get their organization in place. Grace, the skipper, enjoying a 1-0 lead here, Odisha FC. And now on the overlap is Julie. She's got Shakuntala to deal with. Shakuntala coming out on top in this individual duel. Gets the return as well. But the ball aimed forward towards Nisha was not the greatest of deliveries. Here is Faustina from deep. That was a searching ball. A towering header from the Odisha FC defense. Faustina, there she is. We saw another Ghanaian last evening, Vivian RJ, scoring a brilliant goal for Gokulam Kerala. Faustina, she's got all the potentials to pack the golden boot this season. She is closely marked by the number 16 Saritri of CRPF, keeping a tight eye on the Ghanaian sub-junior international. They are losing the midfield battle, CRPF at the moment, committing herself early. Ritu almost losing her marker in Cynthia Dos Santos, but her first touch was slightly impoverished. And now Grace puts a ball into the box, not managing to find a white shirt on the end of it. Sita Sharma capitalizing on the back touch. This is more like it from CRPF, but slightly lonely over there. Soibam Tejibala Devi stuck to her choices in the end. Playing it out from the back, Sweetie Devi carrying the ball up towards the halfway line. She is more of a ball-playing centre-back. That is the most viable option to keep possession these days from goal kick. There are 3 attackers forward, even whilst defending. The likes of Cynthia, Linda Com and Faustina always allows the counter-attacking play to thrive. Now in the clear is Faustina. Can he get some quality in the centre? And Bala Devi's header off the post. What a chance. It goes begging for Odisha FC. Faustina's cross. And Bala Devi had all the time in the world to touch it in. Comes off the upright. Could have been her first of the season. Chance for another one. Cross. Good weight on it and a brilliant setup. Excellent on the rise. And Cynthia Dos Santos making it count this time. And Odisha FC are 2 to the good against CRPF. Minutes after that wasted opportunity from Bala Devi, is the Brazilian centre forward making amends. Great curler from the overlapping Julie. A teasing delivery from the fullback towards the back post, and on the rise using her side foot and blasting it into the back of the net. Cynthia Dos Santos, her first goal in the Indian soil and in Odisha FC colours as we approach the halfway point of this game. So at the hydration break, CRPF trailing by 2-0. We'll try and show you those 2 goals. The first one, of course, is scored by Grace from Cynthia Dos Santos' cross, and then getting her name on the score sheet, the Brazilian from Julie's deep cross. Questions will be asked on CRPF FC's defense, but when you have quality on the pitch, it always tells in the end, and that is exactly what has happened. This is the first, and Grace's strike. Bala Devi turning away from her marker and slipping in Cynthia Dos Santos. And a perfectly placed header from Grace. And then the second one, a measured one from Julie. Slightly higher for Baladevi, but Cynthia Dos Santos was right behind her, breathing down the necks of the CRPF defenders. And a powerful strike with her weaker foot, doubling the lead for Odisha FC. One of the most unique features of football tournaments in India is the diversity it brings to the table. The teams and team compositions within will stretch the width and length of the country. Many states covered to ensure the diversity of colour. And the Hero Indian Women's League had just begun yesterday, and not just true but also mandatory, seeing it as the pinnacle of Indian women's football and brings together clubs who qualify by virtue of winning their state leagues. In the 2022-23 edition, as many as 20 different states are represented, and for many it will mark a debut at this level of the game. And the play is set to resume after a hydration break. CRPF, despite defending deep, defending with a lot of grit and determination, couldn't manage to hold on. A relentless pressure from Odisha, putting in crosses from both the flanks, baffling the CRPF defense in the end, and they had to give up in the end. Faustina with a lofted ball into the path of Linda Kaum, confronted by Benita. Support coming in from Faustina, too high for Bala. Once again a snapshot from Cynthia Dos Santos, takes a deflection. It hasn't taken a deflection because the assistant referee has indicated for a goal kick. This was an early cross. Doesn't deal with that. It was a Promila. Manisha Pina. And now Grace. Trudging up from her full-back's position. Cynthia. She's got quick feet, but Ritu fighting for the ball. Cynthia, and once again winning the personal battle with the full-back, and will bring a corner kick for her side. A very soft corner conceded by Odisha FC, by CRPF, pardon me, on this occasion. The last touch coming off Promila as they try to double team the Brazilian centre forward. Or is it? It has been given as a handball. That is the word from the technical area. It has been given as a free kick in favour of Odisha FC. They are in search of their third. Goes up for it is the Ghanaian, and then the back flick. A slight deflection of the upright, and luckily for CRPF this time, it just clipped off the crossbar and goes behind for a goal kick. Excellent ball whipped in from the free kick by the Brazilian Cynthia dos Santos. Now jumping her marker, Faustina. Just couldn't keep it underneath the crossbar. Defending from the front, Odisha FC are eventually running out of steam. Good intent shown, launching a quick counter press as soon as they are losing possession, Odisha FC, before the opposition can get into a passing sequence, trying to win the ball in their defensive transition, creating numerical supremacy around the ball. And while building up from the back, they are keeping the influence area unoccupied. The likes of Cynthia and Faustina dropping in time and again to make something happen. Here is Bala, goes on the outside. Bala with the attempt, not on target. The angle was not so friendlier for her on this occasion. The goalkeeper also had her angles protected. Brilliant takedown from Bala, getting the return, but the flag went up once more against Bala Devi. An excellent camera work, just confirming that would not have been counted had that gone in. The flag went up immediately from the assistant referee Debala Ilangbam. And Odisha FC dictating terms, well in control of this game, playing a high line in defence, having a very quiet game. The likes of Switi Devi and Manisha Panna, they are untroubled, completely pegged back, and now a shot from distance, somehow dealing with that. Sita Sharma almost parries it towards the path of the onrushing Faustina. Look at that. Slightly wider could have been problematic for the goalkeeper. It was a regulation take for Sita Sharma, went straight at the keeper. All those clever flicks and tricks near the final third, giving a tough time, a testing time to the CRPF defense. We are struggling to go forward into the final third. The likes of Soibam, Tejbala Devi and Promila might help them do that, but for that to happen, they need to keep the ball, at least try to keep the ball for some moment, at least play it around themselves spend some time on the ball, try to settle down, find the rhythm. That hasn't happened yet. Defending hasn't been easy against the likes of Bala Devi, Cynthia, Linda Com, and now Julie once more on the overlap. Chance for a cross, this time blocked off by Sakuntala. She's been very impressive in the first half, time and again. Joining in from the left hand side, playing that 1-2 with Faustina. I think the whistle has gone against the Ghanaian. 5 minutes of regulation time remaining in the first half. Odisha FC in a comfortable 2 goals lead via strikes from Grace and Cynthia dos Santos. Camille Rodriguez scoring a hat-trick, resulting into a 4-0 victory for Lord's FA against Celtic Queens. Lord's FA winners of the KWL by beating Gokulam Kerala in the final by 5-2. It will be interesting to see if those two teams from Kerala face off against each other in the quarterfinals. A Kerala derby is on the cards in the Hero Indian Women's League this year. Gokulam Kerala with a standout performance against East Bengal. And now down the line for Faustina, controlling the ball, buying a yard for a cross. Not in play. Apologizing. Both the wings has been very active from Odisha FC's perspective. Quite frequently the likes of Bala Devi and Grace spreading the ball out wide, not allowing much time to the opposition to commit players on the wings, and thus creating 1v1 opportunities. Whenever the likes of Dos Santos and Faustina 1v1 with Shakuntala and Ritu, they are working their way into the box. Even Karthika and Grace are combining with 2 of the quickest wingers of Odisha FC who've got eyes for goals, both Faustina and Cynthia. That was a hopeful ball, and not troubling the Odisha FC defence. Almost getting caught out there, but well recovered by Ritu. Well, some debutants have chosen to keep their squad almost entirely local. Many others have also chosen to mix and match in an attempt to put together the best squads possible. And Goa will mark its debut in the Hero IWL courtesy of Churchill Brothers tomorrow. While the Churchill squad is bolstered by the likes of veteran defender and captain Laura, and they have also strengthened by including as many as 12 outstation players to their squad. Sorry for the stoppage. We've missed a goal here. Seems like Faustina is the player who scored the 3rd goal for Odisha FC, the Ghanaian. Some engineering issues stopping us from bringing you the live images. Now everything is back up and running. And unfortunately, couldn't capture that goal in frame. A strike from the Ghanaian Faustina. And now Baladevi is shifting gears. Baladevi keeps going. Quickly challenged and closed down. And Julia going past Shakuntala, and now a cross headed away, and the clearance drops on the edge. Additional time of 4 minutes to the regulated 45, and that's a clumsy challenge on Neha of CRPF from Julia. Slightly overzealous. I haven't seen too many stoppages in this half in terms of fouls and cramps. It was a free-flowing football, the first half. Just clutching her thigh, Neha, and receiving treatment. Hangma Sen was close to the incident. The Sikkimese referee having a word with the injured Neha, asking her to go out for treatment so that we can get on with the game. A free kick deep inside the CRPF territory. Antrika looks like is the one will take this. Julie with a no-nonsense clearance. Resting control in midfield. Odisha FC. Cynthia looking to spot the run. Cynthia gets on the ball. This could be an easy tap-in. And yes, it is for Linda Com. And just at the stroke of half-time, Odisha FC scoring their 4th goal. Assist number 2 from Cynthia Dos Santos. And Linda Com this time on the score sheet for Odisha FC. The Juggernauts are 4-0 up. But what a ball once again from Grace. And squaring it, Cynthia Dos Santos for Linda Com. She must not have scored an easier goal than that. Just a gentle touch. A minimum touch giving him a big result. Odisha FC have gotten into the heads of CRPF with just about a minute and a half remaining. Sweetie Devi with the interception, breaking the lines with that ball. Linda, Faustina, she's got options on both sides, opting to go behind. A first time challenge on Linda, she rides it, and now Karthika leaves it for Bala. Bala's cross could be the 5th one. Chance for Faustina, blocked. It's still alive inside the box. A clearance not too far. A chance to shoot from distance. Crowded out. Karthika. A relentless pressure from Odisha FC. Cynthia, flag goes up against her. That was Bala Devi with the cross. And immediately Cynthia Dos Santos, she was flagged off. Went in just a fraction too early, the Brazilian. Swift exchange of passes so far from this Odisha FC side. They're looking high in confidence. Just ghosting into that a pocket of space. Cynthia. A free kick awarded. Could well be the last action of this half. Taking it short, Bala. Manisha Panna. And now Rifa. Possession is now back with CRPF. Struggling to even cross the halfway mark. Flicking it over her marker. Brilliant footwork from Linda. Linda all on her own. A chase on here from Faustina. But there's the half-time whistle from today's referee Hangma Sen. It's been a very eventful half of football for Odisha FC. They went in as the favourites. And they step into the break with this score line of 4-0 in their favour, with a goal apiece from Linda Com, Faustina, Cynthia Dos Santos and Grace Baladevi, getting closer in one occasion from Faustina's cross, but hitting the post both the times. Her header not finding the target. This was the first opportunity of the game for Bala, and Faustina leaving her marker behind. A well directed pass, and Cynthia Dos Santos with the cross. A nice response from Grace. This was the first goal. And then Julie with the deep cross on the half volley. Cynthia Dos Santos with a remarkable finish, and then setting this one up for Linda Com, getting in the third. Faustina also scored a goal in the first half in between, and it has ended 4-0 in the favour of the Juggernauts in the first half. That's the half-time scoreline is CRPF FC 0, Odisha FC 4. Welcome back. You're watching the Hero Indian Women's League live on the Indian football team's YouTube channel. We are back with the second half action. A young side against a side with amalgamation of experienced Indians and foreigners. First half was a one-way traffic, and football is all about taking chances, and Odisha FC have taken their chances in the first half. And Odisha FC making couple of changes. The number 3, Karam Tony Devi, has come on for CRPF. We will confirm you shortly the other player who's come on. Uttam Negi blinking first in terms of making changes. Two teams that stand for energy, tactical innovation and youth development. An absolutely brilliant pitch. Both the teams trying to dish out some quality football, good passing, good support. And the coaches have really expressed that the opponents are strong and they have to challenge this. It's going to be important how CRPF manages to break the Odisha FC defense and how they try to penetrate. But I'm sure we are going to have a wonderful second half. And with that in mind, the quest continues. Odisha FC settled and confident, and their job is to make sure they see it off any result for a win with this scoreline. It will be disappointing for CRPF. They can only make it better from here on. And if you are a Odisha FC fans, there is plenty of reason to smile about in the Manchester of India and beyond. And let's see with what strategy CRPF will go into the second 45. They need to do a whole lot more if they are to change the scoreline in front of the head coach. And they got to hit back very soon. I wonder what Uttam Negi will have told his troops at half time to buck them up. The body language looks frustrated with themselves, annoyed, and they need to show they don't resign this fight and they don't give up. Looking for some constructive move right at the beginning of the second half. It was Faustina on the prowl from the left hand side. Who wins a corner for Odisha FC. We've seen big leads overhauled in the past in the Hero Indian Women's League. You men go on and predict the bigger leagues around the world, but will never make the mistake of predicting the Hero Indian Women's League. He'll get another bite on the cherry. In comes the cross. Brilliant height. The header just over from Linda Com. A second bite on the cherry for Julie. A good cross whipped in by the number 4. Grace on that occasion went up for the header. Just heads it over the crossbar. Had that been on target, could have been very challenging for the goalkeeper Sita Sharma. She's been beaten 4 times. First promising move from CRPF right at the beginning of the second half is Nishu trying to make something happen. Plenty of bodies back behind the ball for Odisha FC as they defend and attack in collective numbers, and that is a sign of a good team and not just dependent on any particular player. They're playing a team game, working as a collective unit, as a collective force. Another lung bursting run from Julie will bring another corner for Odisha FC. This time Benita, the CRPF skipper, looks to be in agony. And there she is, daunting from the left hand side, Julie. She has been very impressive in this game with her overlapping runs. A very attack-minded fullback. That is always good to see. She's got the freedom from her head coach to go up and attack. Shakuntala has gone off, and Karam has replaced. There's a change in goalkeeper as well, as the number 21 on your pitch. Krishna Das is in for Sheeta Sharma. These are the two changes made by Uttam Negi early in the second half. The corner got to be retaken. Referee not allowing a quick start. Corner comes in. A guide on there, and then a shader from Linda Com. Harmless in the end for CRPF. Using her height to good effect. Arifa will try and confirm you the two changes made by Uttam Negi. On the top left corner of your screen, Krishna Das coming in place of Sita Sharma. And the number 3 Karam replacing Shakuntala at right back. A like for like change. CRPF finished third in the All India Police Tournament held in Kashmir recently. There's a number 16, Saritri. Caught in a cul-de-sac. A space denied by Julie. Just trying to stay closer to the player in possession of the ball. A very reserved Odisha FC. Oh, lovely play here. Beautiful passing. Just gone past Baladevi. And CRPF defense once again caught napping as Faustina with the attempt. Quickly closed down by the CRPF number 23, Antrika. Faustina was getting ready to plant her left footer. Corner comes in from the right hand side. Another header away from goal this time. Sliced away by Cynthia Dos Santos. She is once again on the ball. Leaves it for Bala Devi to take over. Beautiful ball from Bala. Julie with the cross. Keeper misjudged the flight. And that's an easy goal scored by the number 6. Has it been given? Yes, it has. Seems like it's Grace. I think it has been cancelled out. Once again, Julie with a very tasty looking ball in. Grace made the finish. It's been given as a foul. Almost a moment of scare for CRPF. And finally, Krishna Das in goal can breathe a sigh of relief. Not for too long though, as Cynthia on her bike finds Bala Devi inside the box. Layoff from Bala. Cynthia with the attempt. Goes over once more. But they are getting closer. They are knocking on the door. Odisha FC. Operating as a well-oiled machine. Not shot shy. Grace, the number 6. Neha with a heavy touch, but recovers well. And now plays in the number 30, Promila. Promila knocks it forward, looking for the run of Teji Baladev. The covering from Sweetie Devi. Leaves it alone for goal kick. And there is Shreya Huda. The reserve goalkeeper Shashmita Parida is on the bench. will be had we'll have to wait to see when Anju Tamang comes on. The number 9. She hails from Kalimpong, West Bengal. Another India international. There's that high press from Odisha FC. Scuffed away by Karthika. Just getting under the skin of the CRPF defenders. And the midfield triangle of Odisha FC functioning very well. Whenever they are defending, the likes of Dos Santos and Fastina coming inside to support the midfield three, and the shape becomes very narrow in the middle of the pitch, thus leaving spaces on the wings for the opposition to exploit. But the CRPF side doesn't have that quality to exploit that and look for that slight chink in the Odisha FC armour. Cynthia coming out strong on that challenge once more. Cynthia, she's got time to measure this. Close to the goalkeeper, Krishna Das. The likes of Faustina and Linda Com were waiting in the middle, and both of them left waiting. The All India Football Federation decided to revamp and restructure women's football in the country in line with the strategic roadmap Vision 2047 as decided on the 7th January 2023 to give women's football a fresh look and create improved economic opportunities. The All India Football Federation has taken up the task of revamping the Hero Indian Women's League. She is well within shooting distance, overplaying it. Karthika couldn't get it out of her feet just in time. Twinkle-toed her markers, Faustina getting the shot in, but way off target. That won't bother Shreya Huda, putting her laces through it. Antrika, Bala, a chance for a pass, looks towards Cynthia. Cynthia goes towards the byline, rolls it across off the post, and slight help from Krishna Das as well. And a big let off for CRPF once more. It's once again Cynthia Dos Santos in the thick of action, being the catalyst in terms of producing this chance for Odisha FC. Corner comes in, headed away in the direction of the corner kick taker. Getting good height on the corner this time, flicked on, and not managing to keep it in play. Julie. The executive committee of the All India Football Federation, which met at the Football House on 14th April, also stressed its goal to further strengthen women's football in India by rapidly expanding the Hero Indian Women's League in the coming seasons. While the 24-25 season will have 10 teams in top division followed by 2 other divisions, and the 25-26 season will have 4-tier league with the last tier being the state league across the country. A couple of more changes from Uttam Negi at the number 30. Promila goes off, and in comes the number 24, Husanpreet Kaur. And the number 10 will also come on, Haukip. Hawkip comes on for Anay Bai. 4 changes made already by Uttam Negi. Crispin Chetri yet to make any substitution. And now Arifa towards Baladevi. Thought about a pass and then deciding to roll it down the line for Cynthia. And Baladevi not continuing her run, holding her position instead on the edge of the penalty area. Arifa with the throw in. Cynthia, a couple of red shirts upon her. Sets it up for the number 12. She lets fly. That wasn't too far away from Karthika. A brilliant effort from the number 12. Look at that. A setup from Arifa. Selling one dummy to her marker. And that was dipping in. And goal kick for CRPF. Cynthia looks into the box and finds her intended target in Faustina. And just went over Linda Com. Faustina just came steaming onto it from behind, but not getting the right connection. Project Diamond created by the All India Football Federation for Elite Players Development. The FIFA Talent Development Scheme led by the FIFA Chief of Global Football Development, Arsene Wenger, will play an active role in Project Diamond. And all development wings of the All India Football Federation, including those of the Hero ISL and Hero I League clubs and the elite academies, are expected to be a part of it. As we passed the hour mark here at the Trans Stadia, it's still 4-0 in favor of Odisha FC. No goals yet in the second half. Havoc pressure from Odisha FC. They hitting the CRPF defense. And a double change this time for Odisha FC, as Cynthia, the star performer of this game, will make way for the number 19, Sonali. And Jashoda Munda will come in as well for Linda Com. Jashoda Munda was also part of India's under-17s SAF Championship triumph. She is from Odisha. Sonali, of course, played for Gokulam Kerala a couple of seasons ago in the Kerala Women's League, and also a part of Gokulam's Hero IWL winning squad last year. As injury to one of the CRPF player looks very, very serious. Brings out a stretcher. That is Saritri receiving treatment from the team physio. And Uttam Negi will be slightly frustrated with the way his team approached this game, especially in the first half. A lot of gaps in defense. His Randeep Barua of Odisha FC in the stands watching this. Crispin Chetri very, very relaxed. He knows his side has done the job. Another goal here. They will lead Group B in goal difference against Lord Zephyr if they manages to win this game by a margin of 5 goals. Now Lord Zephyr have defeated Celtic Queens by 4-0. They are the league leaders, even though it's very early in the season. And Bala Devi creating that backlift. Oh, what a strike from Bala. Brilliant from the number 10. Astounding finish. Stamping her authority in the game with this blistering strike. Look at that. Stops the ball. Creates the backlift. Brilliant technique applied. A goal for the ages from the number 10. Look at that curl. Krishna Dash was slightly advanced. She got her gloves onto it, but it wasn't enough to stop the ball from going in. A massive curler from Bala Devi. And a peach of a strike from the number 10. And it's 5-0 for Odisha. And the first strike of the second half. A big strike from a big player. Faustina nutmegs into the box. Leaves it for the number 8. A clever play from Bala Devi. And benefiting from her brilliance is Jashoda Munda. And the goals have started to flow in for Odisha FC. It's half a dozen for the Juggernauts. Faustina with the nutmeg. Brilliantly done from the Ghanaian. There's that dummy from Bala Devi. And Jashoda Munda making it count. Another quick fire double from Odisha FC. Simply no stopping them. They are the clear favourites of this season's Hero Indian Women's League. And Jashoda Munda is just coming off the bench and showing she's got the mettle to prove in a big stage. Even though it has came against Minnows, but this goal will surely boost her confidence come the other games. Uh, 21 minutes of the second half. It's Odisha FC 6, CRPF 0. A wasteful ball forward from Saritri. Plays it across to her defensive partner, Manisha Panna, Sweetie Devi. A very relaxed Odisha. Played for plenty of clubs. Was once part of the Eastern Sporting Union as well, Sweetie Devi. Her hometown club. Finds Bala Devi just above the halfway line. Bala with the defense splitting pass, and now Faustina pursued by one of a red shirt in Haukip. It comes out to Jashoda Munda. A wayward pass from the number 8. Husanpreet Kaur plays it long, looking for the run of Tejibala. As a part of All India Football Federation's Diamond Project, an elite league will be created. We'll come back to that. Meanwhile, just inches away from getting a touch on that, Jashoda Munda. She made a run forward, dashing forward, by the goalkeeper getting there first on this occasion, Krishna Das. Haukip And now Neha breathing down her neck. Jashoda Munda, Sweetie Devi with a firm header away, asking for a foul as Haukip, forcing the free kick on this occasion. There she is. She was nudged by Grace. Ritu will arrows it into the box. Sweetie Devi with the clearance. Getting a touch is the number 11. Trying to wrong foot to the Odisha FC defense. Once again stood tall there, Sweetie Devi. Using all her experience. Now a very vital interception at the other end. From Kadam Tony Devi. No sustained possession. Just switching from one team to the other in the blink of an eye. Odisha FC have got the job done. There's 20 minutes of stoppage time left. Another cross sent in. Keeper quickly off her line. A slightly conservative approach from CRPF. And they simply do not want to concede further. Involving more players in the middle of the park. Lacking in options while going forward. Odisha are having the numerical supremacy at the back. One of either Prolima need to go up and even things up. Just squaring the keeper, Jashoda Munda. Just not managing to pick out the right option. This time across from Arifa. Heads it out to safety, Benita. Odisha FC preparing for a couple of changes more. A CRPF player is also lying down injured. It's Kadam Tony Devi. She's come on in the second half in place of Shakuntala Rao. Bala Devi looks like will be rested. The job done and dusted for the day. At least the word Bala Devi and Karthika are the ones who will be replaced. Odisha FC getting their substitutions ready. There's a number 13 coming on, Kabiraj, replacing Karthika. And Monica will replace Bala Devi. What a game she's had, Bala Devi. She's been the catalyst. She's been the creator in chief for Odisha FC. Pulling the strings from midfield. Tried to play as a poster. Dictating play up top. Her strike was the best of the day. One of the best goals of this season as well. Just stabbed it away from about 25 yards out. And Bala Devi known for scoring spectacular goals. And we've had another one in the locker this evening here at the Trans Stadia. Bala Devi, certainly she's been an inspiration for the budding footballers of the country. The only Indian player to play abroad in the Scottish League. plied her trade for Rangers, scored a couple of goals in Scottish Premier League. That speaks a volume of her talent, shows the pedigree of this great player from Manipur, known as a land of producing talents. We've had a lot of them in men's football as well. Even the likes of Renati Singh, the former captain, Surkumar Singh, and henceforth Bala Devi is the torchbearer from the state of Manipur when it comes to women's football, along with the likes of Sweetie Devi and Dangmei Grace, another one who's played for Al Nasaf in the Uzbekistan Premier League. And this was Bala's strike. Look at that, receiving the ball, takes a look towards goal and bangs it into the back of the net. Made it look so simple. It was a very difficult technique to apply. Using her body to good effect, shielding her marker, using her instep and getting the result. So easy on the eye. And Jashoda Munda as well, coming off the bench. An immediate respond from the youngster. It was Faustina who nutmegged past her marker, tiptoed into the box. An excellent presence of mind from Bala Devi in that build-up to the sixth goal. Just leaving it towards the approaching Jashoda Munda, who just slams it home from about 8 yards out, just from the edge of the 6-yard box. Here is Pyari Khaka, another fine striker. It will be a headache for Crispin Chetri to select the first 11, and it is always a good headache to have for a head coach, isn't it? Pyari Khaka, she scored 12 goals for Sports Odisha last year. Bala Devi just coming back after a long injury. Looks to be completely fit. She will be tested though against teams like Kickstart, Sethu Madurai, Gokulam Kerala. A comprehensive grassroots program created that would develop and help in the foundation for the Blue Tigers. And this time throw in for CRPF. Another side from Jalandhar, Punjab. And down by 6-0 against one of the favorites of this year's Hero Indian Women's League. Haukip. A good spell of possession. This from CRPF. And this is where the number 24, Hussain Preet, is so good from. And just not doing enough, the number 24. In the end, Arifa had to intervene. Sweetie receiving the first pass from Shreya Huda inside the 18-yard box. And now breaking the line out of the number 5's reach. That was Monica Mins. Can they pull one back here, CRPF? Odisha FC on song this evening. The Juggernauts means business. Faustina, one way then the other. Faustina goes on her own. This time could not ride the challenge of Kadam, pardon me. An early tackle. Manisa. Julia. Shodamunda, this time from the left. Faustina, she's gone inside. She's just shown a bit too much of the ball. They're making it easy for the CRPF fullback. 33. Again over the top. Manisha inside the CRPF half. Jashoda Munda. Arifa. Continuing with her run was Jashoda Munda, but not on the same wavelength, those two attackers. Making the last change. Uttam Negi, Saritri. Her evening comes to an end. She will be replaced by Ranjita Devi. Ranjita Devi replacing Saritri. And here comes Odisha. Threads it forward. And expecting the number 19 to chase that. Slightly late in reading that pass, Sonali. Many of the players just getting a chance as well in the Hero Indian Women's League to play for their hometown clubs. A pride of place and pride for state is a driving force for many players. Young and old who will play in Ahmedabad. And here comes Deepa. She will be summoned the last change of this game. Deepa Nayak comes on for Faustina. She also had a brilliant game, Faustina. Passed with distinction on her first appearance on Indian soil in Odisha FC colours. The men's team, of course, have signed the Spanish Grandmaster Sergio Lobera. The management is just doing a commendable job, and they've won the Hero Super Cup as well in Kerala a couple of days ago. The club is simply in safe hands and now embarking on a new journey when it comes to women's football. And they've built a very strong side in their debut season. And across towards the far post, far too ahead of Jashoda Munda. Just about 5 minutes of regulation time left. And Odisha FC will look to add to their tally. Here's Ranjita, her first touch. A very disappointing one. An easy giveaway. Possession for CRPF. Ranjita Devi. Surrounded by 3 white shirts. Managing to hold on to the ball, but not for too long though. She wasn't even under pressure, Neha. And going forward was Odisha FC. And we have a booking here. And Jashoda Munda goes to the book for making that challenge on Neha. This is why Hangma Sen flaunting that yellow card. Straight onto her ankle. Clear stamping from Jashoda Munda on top of her feet. She's not going to allow any kind of bad play under her watch. Hangma Sen. She's managed the game pretty well. And the second is a referee. I saw her in action during the second Premier League as well. Last month. The final played at the Paljor Stadium in Gangtok. There's that flick on. Not managing to find her teammate, Neha. The thrust up front is missing from the CRPF players. Just looking out of sorts, out of ideas whenever they try to enter the final third. It's not that they've entered the final third too many times in this game. Tried to spread the ball out wide. And Yashoda Munda eventually gets it, capitalizing on a back touch from Antrika. And now let's fly once more. Another goal kick. And there she is, Yashoda Munda, lifting it up in the air. And then that reverse ball, getting the return and from distance, just hitting under the ball, which is why it ballooned over the crossbar. Finding a lot of joy down the left wing. Jashoda Munda takes on Antrika. Still with Munda. Onto her strong right foot. There is the cross. And the header from the number 13. Kabiraj. Way off the mark. We've had results in each and every game so far in the Hero Indian Women's League 2022-23. We've had 4 goals yesterday. All of them Group A fixtures. And day 2, we kicked off with the Group B fixtures with the game between Eastern Sporting Union and Kickstart FC. And at the same time, Lord Zephyr clashed swords against Celtic Queens. This is the 3rd game of the day. All Group B fixtures. We'll again come back on the 29th with 2 lip-smacking encounters, where Gokulam Kerala will be up against Sports Odisha, and East Bengal will take on Kahani FC, the home side. And make sure you do not miss those 2 entertaining encounters, and all the matches of the Hero Indian Women's League are live and exclusive only on the YouTube channel of the Indian football team. Sweetie Devi getting across to it. And holding on to the ball. Additional time of 7 minutes added on by the 4th official, Furki Bhutia. Now the second is referee. Priscilla Tamang as well is the other one. The number 6 once again spreading the ball, and what a ball! A brilliant pass to find the number 19. And that was Sonali, one of the strong contenders for the Player of the Match award. The number 6 of Odisha FC, Grace. She's played gracefully this evening here at the Trans Stadia. She's found the gap. Oh, brilliantly done. Good first touch to get the better of a marker. And then in support was the overlapping Arifa. Struck her head. Arifa's cross. Just hitting her quite awkwardly. Good to see her back on her feet. Still a lot of time remaining. At a time, Jashoda Munda preparing to take this corner. Swings it away from the goalkeeper. Powerful header. Way off target. Adding a lot of top spin on the corner. Sonali adding a lot of spin on it. A right arm, a leg spinner would have been very proud. Ranjita. That was a giveaway from Julie. And apart from the two wide midfielders, the fullbacks combined very brilliantly for Odisha FC this evening. They've shown a lot of discipline and incredibly fit to play up and down the pitch. They've performed defensive duties as well as attacking ones, which is quite the norms in modern day football. Swept out wide for Jashoda Munda. The cross went out of play for a goal kick. Managing to get her head on that higher up the pitch. Ranjita under pressure from the number 5 Monica. Haukip. Ritu couldn't clear the first man in Odisha FC defense. Sweetie with a body swerve, brilliantly done. And that is quality personified. Just a couple of minutes left. Puts the ball in space for Jashoda Munda to run into. It was far too ahead of the number 8. Krishna Das with the goal kick, a very feeble one, inviting another a phase of attack from Odisha. Oof, brilliant footwork, fancy footwork from Grace. She's asking for the return, makes her way into the box. A foul committed on the CRPF skipper Benita. More out of frustration from Grace. That touch was unneeded from Manisha Panna. Sometimes flicks like this can invite pressure on the defense line. Could have left it for her goalkeeper. Had protection as well in the form of Sweetie Devi. And now looking to slide in a pass for the number 20. No nonsense clearance from the CRPF defense. And so that's the full-time whistle from Hangma Sen. And a 6-star performance from Odisha FC. And after Lord's FA and Eastern Sporting Union, Odisha FC also starts their campaign with full points on board against CRPF. And the win will take them on top of Group B in goal difference. Lord's FA will be second with a goal difference of +4. Odisha FC are +6. Eastern Sporting Union are third with a goal difference of +1. A very convincing victory for Odisha FC. A victory well deserved, well earned by Crispin Chetri's girls. And match number 7 kicking off here at the Trans Stadia between CRPF and Odisha FC. Pulling the strings right from the beginning, Odisha FC. A couple of shies on goal, missing it by an inch. And this was the first strike from Grace, setting the tempo of the game. And then a deep cross from Julia. And then a half volley from Cynthia Dos Santos, announcing her return in Indian football in style. And this time setting it up for Linda Com for the 4th goal. The first half ended 4-0 in Odisha FC's favour. And the second half began in a similar fashion, getting to the byline, pulling it across. This time the post got in the way. Pratika from distance. But this was the moment of magic, the moment of brilliance from Baladevi. And then nutmegging inside the box, Faustina. A clever leap from Bala. And Jashoda Munda making her chance count. And today's player of the match is Grace of Odisha FC. Grace Lalrampadi had a brilliant outing. Scored the opening goal of the game that set the tempo. She is awarded a cheque of 15,000 rupees. Now that's the full-time scoreline. It's CRPF FC 0, Odisha FC 6. Thank you so much for being with us.